Good morning and greetings from Northumberland. It's Saturday the 19th of September. It's another beautiful morning. It seems very strange, maybe to us, that a man born in the year 602 in Tarsus in Turkey, the place where St. Paul came from, should end up dying as Archbishop of Canterbury in the year 690, 88 years later, on this day, the 19th of September. And it's an amazing story. Theodore of Tarsus was a Christian and a monk, and he had to leave Tarsus because of an invasion from the east, and he went to Constantinople and he went to Rome. And he was a monk. And he was chosen as the Archbishop of Canterbury at a time when the English Church, which was by then united after the Synod of Whitby, was in a bit of a mess. No one really wanted to be the Archbishop because it seemed to be a poison chalice, but he, under obedience, took on the job and came to Canterbury to take on this role. And the first thing he did was very wise. He'd spent some time travelling around and getting to know the situation. And he found a church that existed at grassroots level, but if you like, the diocesan management and the situation of the church at the next level up was a bit of a mess. He called a synod in Hertford, he established new bishoprics, and he sought to, particularly in the north, in Northumberland, from York northwards, to continue the work of reconciliation and integration between the Roman traditions and the Celtic and Anglo-Saxon traditions. And in doing this, he came into conflict with a man called Wilfrid. Wilfrid actually found himself in conflict with most people who he had anything to do with. Apologies to friends in Ripon or in Hexham, but Wilfrid was, in many ways, a very talented man, but I think he's one of those people who stick out as the most difficult of people to deal with in the history of the English Church. And Theodore had a long battle with him, having to reduce his power and influence, having to depose him as a bishop for a time before he was reinstated, and it must have been a real struggle. But Theodore's task was to try and make the church in England work, to establish dioceses, to try and stop bishops wandering around going anywhere they wanted, Wilfrid being an example, and to try and build up the church at the diocesan and the local level. And we give thanks that this man, born in Turkey, of Greek culture, came to England to do this. And we, in the English Church and in the way in which we have dioceses now, owe him a great debt. He realised that dioceses shouldn't be too big, that bishops needed to have a relationship with their people, and that's a lesson that the church finds hard to hold on to. But we should keep to those principles. I believe that the leaders of the church, the bishops, have a relationship with the people who it is their task to shepherd, and with the priests who share that task with them. And so we give thanks for Theodore's organisation of the church, which was done in order to maintain its life, its care, and its mission. And we pray that in these difficult times, where only this week the Archbishop of Canterbury was talking about the importance of us reacting to this crisis in a local way, we pray that we may continue to nourish the church at its grassroots and diocesan levels and work for God's kingdom in our land. May God bless us.